Let's rebuild an army. Hello, I'm Marcel.
And I'm Mrs. Snakeworks. In our previous Heresy Diaries video, we stripped a whole army of paint. Unfortunately, there were a few casualties. Today's the day we get them all patched up again. Here's what we have to start with. Quite a lot needs fixing. We have missing arms, missing weapons, snapped off backpacks, and even guys falling off their... How many evens do you want in that sentence?
Even, Steve.
We have missing arms, missing weapons, snapped off backpacks, and even guys falling off their bases. Oh dear. Luckily, we still have all those missing parts. Everything that broke off was still in the paint stripper soup, so that means everything we need to rebuild the Marines is still here.
At least, I think it is. I haven't actually checked and made sure. Right, so here are the first two we shall be repairing. One's fallen off his base and the other has snapped at the knee. Ouch. The first one's also missing a head. To glue the broken bits back together, we used Terminator cement. This particular one is the thick, gloopy stuff, the normal stuff, as opposed to the extra thin. With those repairs done, apart from the head, the soldiers are back on their feet, and Sarah Connor would be proud.
On your feet, soldier! On your feet!
Now, something I realise as I've gotten older is that I think Terminator 1 is actually better than its sequel, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. But I do wonder if that's just me. I guess today's big question is going to have to be, which is the better movie, Terminator 1 or 2? Because we're all going to disregard the other sequels, right? We've also stuck the head back on. With that done, these two guys are now ready to paint. So next up we have another 6 Marines who have lost their arms. Some have lost one and some have lost both. Luckily, they've only come off at the joints and not actually snapped off or anything, so another easy fix. With the arms back on, you can be forgiven for thinking these guys are done too, but sadly they're not. Can you see another problem? Yes, the backpacks. They need sorting out too. So it turns out there are 11 Marines missing their backpacks. Luckily, we have all the backpacks needed to put them back on. This is nothing a little plastic glue can't fix, and again we're using normal Terminator cement for this. Also, on a side note, my autocorrect keeps changing Terminator to Camia, and it's getting annoying. I've no idea what a Camia is. With all the backpacks glued on, we now have another 11 Marines ready to go and join the other stripped Marines ready for paint. These are coming together quickly. I guess at the end of the day, we're really just rebuilding a few steps from the instructions in the kits, as opposed to doing any real repair work, like filling gaps and sorting out cracks. You know what I mean.
Okay, so the next problem's a little harder. We have 2 banner guys and 2 comms guys to get ready. I forget the real names of them. It seems one banner survived, but we are missing the other. Also, one of the comms guys' aerials is broken and the other is missing entirely. I don't like the plastic banners, so I'm making Marcel snip them off. Maybe he can make some different ones later on. We then used Andy the knife to clean up the cuts we just made. A quick fix, although hard to film apparently. With that done, we still have 1 comms guy to do, and 2 guys with their banners removed.
Now, it would appear that I never filmed us repairing the aerial on the comms guy, so I apologise for that. Okay, so the next job I want to tackle are the bayonets. We want all chain bayonets, so that means finding some more in the bits box. Along with the chain bayonets, we also found this Zephon guy. I once had an idea for a conversion for him, but it would appear that that was cancelled halfway through. It's a shame, as it's a nice miniature. Shall we add him to the next batch of miniatures to get stripped? Would you like to see a separate video about that? Or about him, I should say. If so, let us all know in the comments below. So we can't just add the chain bayonets to these guys, as they already have the blade version attached. So we better take those off first. Using our trusty Tamiya cutters, we managed to remove them. Some, like this one here, just sort of twisted off, and some needed a little more effort. Some of these Marines needed tidying up where the blades were removed, and to do this we used our good friend Andy the knife. With those bayonets removed and the attachment surfaces cleaned up, the Marines were now ready for their chain bayonet upgrades. But we won't be adding those just yet. We have a few more things to attend to first. Recently, Snakeworks Jr. and I were doing some renovations on our fish tanks. While stirring up the muck, we noticed these weird worms wiggling around. Does anyone know what they are? I hope they're not leeches. Yuck. So here we have the comms guys again. To fix the guy's wobbly aerial, we will be using one of these separate parts, either taking one from an extra bit or pulling one from one of these helmets. However, we ended up just replacing the whole unit. The helmet aerials were a little on the small side. For some reason, this one repair seemed confusing and overly complicated, but we got there in the end. Why we didn't just replace the whole arm from the start, I do not know. Now, if you fancy discussing rebuilding broken models, or anything else hobby related, then please feel free to come along and join us on our friendly Discord server, which is not behind a paywall. There's a link to that in the description below, and I'll also try and put one up here somewhere. We look forward to chatting to you there. Right, it's chain bayonet time. It turns out it's actually quite a few Marines that need them, all of these guys. Let us know if you can count just how many there are that need doing. Answers in the comments below. Winners will receive internet cookies. Here are the chain bayonets we need to attach to them. Now at first glance, it doesn't appear we actually have enough, but I guess we'll see how we get on. This time we use Tamiya extra thin cement to attach them to the Marines. The gloopy stuff is nice but a bit too thick for such small attachment points. So, it would appear we have enough bayonets to do 12, and we still have another 17 to go? There's no way we can have half of them missing the chain bayonets. It'll make my OCDs play up all night. Luckily, we have a plan for this. Somewhere in the garage I have a sprue with a load of these on, I think. So let's go and have a look for that.
While rifling through bits, we found interesting things like this fantasy sprue of a goblin and a dwarf. God knows what that's from. There's also a half-finished knight, and also a bag of random crap we can't be asked to look through. Well, I assume it's just a bag of broken bits off other Doris things?
Doris?
Who knows?
What's a Doris?
Oh, that's our name for Warhammer bits. Because we went up to Warhammer World a long time ago, and the big Warhammer guy outside looked like he should be called Doris. So they are now all called Dorises. Hope that makes sense. After a little sifting, we finally found the chain glaives. A whole load of them. There should be enough here to complete our task, right? Before we can attach them, we need to clean them up. There's a few mold lines and sprue attachment point that need sorting. As these parts are small, it can be quite fiddly, particularly with Marcel's giant hands. Again, using the Tamiya. Again, using the Tamiya. Again, using the Tamiya extra thin glue, we attach these remaining bayonets. Bayonets?
Yes, please.
Is it bayonets or bayonets?
Bye.
Again, using the Tamiya extra thin glue, we attach these remaining bayonets to the Marines' bolters, or bolt guns if you prefer. With those bayonets applied, all 40 Marines are now repaired and ready to go. Ready as in ready for paint. Or as opposed to being ready for war. What would they be ready for? While we put our big pile. Oh, okay.
But it's not just the Mark 6 Marines that need some TLC. Was that a band? Anyway, we also need to fiddle with the Terminators. After all that worry and farting around in the garage, we actually had some chain bayonets left over, and I have a little plan for these which I reckon you will like. With a little cutting and chamfering, we were able to cut those bayonets down and get them attached to the Terminator's storm bolters, giving them a much more menacing look. Well, in our opinion anyway. Here they are with all those chain bayonets attached. Obviously we didn't stick one on the flamer guy. I actually think this conversion looks really good, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think. I don't think the Terminators have any rules for bayonet attachments, but after this conversion, I feel they should.
While we put our big pile of used paints away, I just want to give a massive loving shout out to all our channel members and Patreons. Dan Yellop, Lee Blackley, Donald, Dixie Wrecked, Pine Tree, Mike Ockiner, Bobzilla, Charles Marlowe, Andrew Marrington, Nick Ellingham, Bryson Bantams, Timbo, Sven V, SDK FZ 412, Craig McCahill, Mike Patterson, and our newest member, Jeroen B. Thank you all so much for supporting us. If you want your name in lights and read out by me, Mrs. Snakeworks, then you can sign up using any of the links in the description below. We love you all.
We really do. Okay, so it would appear we never drill the barrels on these cataphractide Terminators. That's not really acceptable in this day and age, is it? Luckily, nobody reported me to the hobby police for it. Anyway, let's sort that out next. We begin by marking the centre of the barrel with a sharp pointed object. I think this one is a scribe. It's just a pointy bit of metal, like a dart, without the flight. To drill the barrel, we actually use two drills. There are two different sized drill bit diameters. We begin by using the smaller of the two to drill our barrel. We don't have to go in really deep, but we do go a little further than just the tip. Otherwise, we might not notice it. That gives us this. The barrels are drilled, but we can actually make it look a bit better. What we do is take a slightly bigger drill bit, and then this time just put the tip in and give it a little wiggle. Don't put it in too far or you might rip or tear it, which is nasty. That gives us this awesome chamfered barrel look, which is a lot better than just a hull. We always like the look of tidy hulls, because big, rough, untidy hulls look awful. I've seen enough of those in my time. To finish off, we just put a little extra thin cement around the opening just to smooth off any burrs or harsh transitions. It might sound like a waste of time, but it does actually help. I do find drilling your barrels is an important step to making your models look a lot better. It's a simple step that goes a long way to improve the look of them. It's low effort and maximum reward. I don't know if this is the official termination? What's the word I'm looking for? The official term for that. It's getting mixed up with the word Terminators there. Anyway, talking of maximum reward, if you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Rob. And remember, Mrs. Snakeworks has said that when we hit 25,000 subscribers, we're allowed to order a Reaver Titan. So please smash that subscribe button and we can hit that target ASAP. And I think I realise I've been doing the Vulcan hand signal for that. That's probably got a proper name, but I don't know what it is. I bet one of you guys do though. Anyway, if you are enjoying the content on the channel, then please consider joining us on Patreon, the link to which is in the description below or up here somewhere. Or You could even become a channel member, which is becoming all the rage these days. Again, there's a link to that in the description below. Right, that's enough e-begging. Let's check out the finished article, shall we? So here we are, the whole load of Marines. All 51 miniatures are now all fixed up, rebuilt and ready to go.
It was a shame we even had to do such a step, but doing these fixes were easy.
The majority was simple stuff like gluing arms and legs back on.
There was only one difficult step, and that was the comms guys, purely because Marcel actually confused himself trying to figure out what he needed to do with them.
Even drilling out the barrels on the Terminators was easy and looks great.
We can now move ahead with getting these guys based, and after that, they are all ready for painting. Yeah.
I cannot wait to get some paint on these guys. If you want to see more videos in this Horus Heresy Diaries series, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. And as always, thank you very much for watching.